Now, I have repeatedly, YouTube, on this channel, denounced any violence that took place on January 6th. I do not believe that people should have broken into the building. I do not believe that people should have broken windows. I do not believe that people should have stolen Nancy Pelosi's laptop. I don't believe they should have stolen anything. I think that all of that was uncalled for. I didn't even know it was happening while I was there because I couldn't see anything. I was in a giant crowd of people who were peacefully standing around, waving their flags and chanting their chants and doing all those sorts of things. However, the idea that this was an organized insurrection in any way, shape, or form has always universally been absurd. Let's just be really clear. There were at least 50,000 people on the Capitol lawn that day. If they had wanted to do damage to that building or the people inside of it, they would have. They absolutely would have. But as I said, I was outside. I was just walking around trying to see what's what, getting tear gassed by Capitol Police every now and again. And I didn't see any violence up until I got really close to the building and I could see people breaking windows and I could see people inside like waving out. I was like, oh, that's not okay. That's definitely not okay. But this was not an organized insurrection. Let's just even back up a second here. Can we just posit an instance in which the side that has the guns on it, because let's be honest, the right tends to own guns, the left tends not to own guns, except for last summer when the left went out and bought a whole bunch of guns. But the right actually has guns, and they know how to use them, and they practice with them, and they like shooting them, and all these things. Can you imagine the side that has the guns wanting to organize an insurrection and then not bringing any of those guns? Does that even make sense to anyone else? Well, none of this has made sense from the very beginning. It was all a political game that the Democrats were playing to try to forever demonize Donald Trump and anyone who supported him. And now we have even more evidence of that. I saw this video last night as I was flying home from a conference that I was at in Dallas. And I have to tell you that my jaw dropped a little bit. This is from Nancy at 9 News Nancy on Twitter, who apparently is a former reporter. I don't even care what her background is. You want to know why? Because she has the video. It's right in front of me. I think some people had seen this video before, but I frankly had not seen this video before. And we're going to watch it. We're going to watch all 43 seconds of it. And then we're going to talk about whether or not this shows that the whole idea that this was an insurrection is absolutely absurd. Absurd. That is the word I'm looking for. Absurd. All right, let's watch this video.
Listen up. The police here are willing to work with us and cooperate peacefully, like our First Amendment allows. Gather.
You can see this is a police officer. Right back here, we're going to hear from him in a second. The police are willing to work with us, and if we assemble peacefully, as our First Amendment allows.
More Americans, under the condition that they will come and gather peacefully to discuss what needs to be done.
The police are letting people in the Capitol under the condition that they assemble peacefully.
To save our country.
You can see the police are all right there. They're now about to go talk to the police.
One other or the other. You need a show. All right. You understand?
Yes.
Then show us no attacking, no assault, remain calm.
The police are telling them no attacking, no assaulting, remain calm. The police are working with them to let more people in the goddamn building.
We're not going to assault. We're going to be heard. Everybody, this must be peaceful. This has to.
Everybody, this must be peaceful. And now we're going to hear from one of the poster children of the insurrection himself saying that this must be peaceful.
Be peaceful. We have the right to peacefully assemble.
We have the right to peacefully assemble. There you saw it. The police told them, we will let you in. You have to show us that you're going to be here peacefully. They were screaming at everyone that this should be a peaceful protest. And if you recognize that cop, there might be a reason for it. Because he's the same guy. Remember a couple months ago when the video came out of them being in the Senate chamber and the cop came in and said, this is like the sacredest of places? Yeah, same guy. Same guy. Same guy. Now, let's just be really clear. I think the people doing this, like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't think they should have been in the Capitol. I think they were behaving like a bunch of boneheaded idiots. Nothing was going to change that day. The only thing that mattered on January 6th was having an opportunity to actually present evidence for the very first time, or present anything for the first time to the American people. That was supposed to happen on January 6th. They were supposed to object to the dang vote and then have their little 2-hour debate to present something, to present anything that they had. And the people that broke into the Capitol, like, I am, like, extra pissed at these guys because they spoiled that opportunity for all of us. That was one of the only things that would give any sort of minute amount of closure to this entire thing, is if the other side had their chance to be heard. Listen, I went to January 6th not really believing that anything was going to change that day, but also believing that I wanted to be there to see what happened for myself. And I'm so glad I did. Even though I had the FBI come to my house to investigate me over making 2 sarcastic tweets on the Capitol lawn when I had no idea what was going on in the building. Even with that, I am so glad that I was there on January 6th, because what I saw was a ginormous crowd of people that were standing around, chanting, waving their flags, just wanting their voices to be heard. Now, when you're trying to get people to buy into a decision, if you're trying to get people to buy into an idea, say unity. Remember when Joe Biden was all about unity? Remember for like the 3 seconds before he was inaugurated, he's like, I'm going to be the unity president. If you want people to get into buy into an idea like unity, what you need to do is give them a venue to be heard. Give them a place for their ideas to be heard and considered. That, for me, would have been a huge win on January 6th, is if this whole side of people, who frankly, still to this day, you want to know why people don't believe the narrative? Because they have never had their ideas be heard. They're constantly told that they're lying, they're making stuff up, they're conspiracy theorists, they're horrible people, they're terrorists. They're terrorists. The most pressing problem facing the United States right now, according to the Biden administration, is white supremacy. And we all know what they mean by that. We know they mean people who don't agree with them. So, in a world where logic and reason mean anything at all, this video would be definitive proof that this was not an insurrection. It was not an insurrection. It was a group of people who wanted to have their voices heard. It was a group of people who had been pushed around and dismissed and called horrible names and demonized as lunatics and conspiracy theorists by every major institution in this country for the last 4 years, that just wanted to be heard. And what happened? Not only weren't they heard, but then you started calling them terrorists. And then you started arresting them and locking them up for months on end for no reason. For no reason. I am completely in support of anyone who broke into the building, hurt another person, who stole property, who destroyed property. I am completely on board with all of those people facing the consequences of their actions. But don't ever try to tell me that this was an insurrection or a threat to democracy. That is a lie. That is a bold-faced lie. And anyone, I don't even care who you support. I don't care if you think that Joe Biden is the greatest thing since sliced bread. He lied to you about this. He may not be lucid enough to know he's lying, but he lied to you about this. And every reasonable person should be able to see that. All right, guys. That's all I have for this video. Now, this video may conceivably get me kicked off YouTube. Who the heck knows the way things are going. But if you want to get into a place where you know I will never be banned, I will never be censored, you're going to want to join my locals. My locals is right down there, kb.locals.com. I post all of my videos on locals ad-free, So you can join for free. You can also become a paying member if you want to continue to support my work, which of course I really do appreciate. But Locals is my primary backup. I also am on Rockfin. My Rockfin information is down there. Odyssey/library, whatever they're calling it this week. I can never kind of keep up, but all that information is down there too. I'm on Minds. All my videos get posted on those platforms as well. So yes, for everyone who keeps asking me if I have a YouTube backup, I not only have one YouTube backup, I have like 4. No, I'm not on BitChute. No, I'm not on Rumble because frankly, I think both those websites suck, but I am on Locals. I am on Odyssey. I am on Minds. I am on Rockfin, and all of my videos get posted to those places as well. So just in case, YouTube. All right, guys, that's all I have. I'll see you soon.